This is the story of Arav and Mira, and a love that crossed the boundaries of time itself. In the glittering city of Aurelia, a metropolis that never slept, lived Arav, a 26-year-old architect. Every morning, he'd step into lift number 7, feeling an unexplainable void, as if someone was missing. In a parallel version of the same building, in a world shattered by war and cloaked in gray, a painter named Mira also stepped into lift number 7. They shared the same space at the same time every single day. They never saw each other, but they both felt a presence, a ghost in the machine. One rainy morning, their invisible meeting began. As Arav entered the lift, the lights flickered. He pressed the button for the ground floor. At that exact moment, in her desolate reality, Mira did the same. And then, for the first time ever, the lift stopped. The air grew cold. Arav muttered, "Great, another power cut." But then he heard it faint, steady breathing that wasn't his. In her world, Myra heard it too. "Hello?" she whispered. Arav's head snapped up. "Who's there?" he called out. For a split second, the mirrored wall between them glitched, and each saw a fleeting shadow of the other. The next day, driven by an unshakable curiosity, Arav took a marker and wrote on the lift's mirror, "Who are you?" In her world, Mira watched in disbelief as the words materialized like invisible ink. Hesitantly, she wrote back, "Myra, who are you?" The reply came instantly, "Arav." This was the beginning of their impossible connection, two souls in separate worlds, conversing through a shared mirror. He told her of his world of blinding lights and lonely crowds. She told him of hers, a city of ghosts where she painted memories of buildings that no longer stood. Then one day, the lift's display panel flashed a bizarre message. "Sync error. Timeline crossing." Arav frantically wrote, "Mira, are you there?" Her reply came back shaky and rushed. "Arav, something's wrong. The lights, they look like your world." Against Arav's desperate pleas to stay put, Myra stepped out of the lift as the doors closed behind her. She found herself in a bright, modern corridor she'd never seen before. At the same time, Arav's lift opened into darkness and the smell of ash. They had switched places. Arav stumbled through a ruined city he barely recognized. Meanwhile, Mira was confronted by the building's old caretaker, who stared at her in shock. "You look exactly like the girl who disappeared 30 years ago." The old woman trembled. "The one Arav's father used to love." The truth began to unravel. They were caught in a time loop. Arav found a newspaper from the future detailing his and Mira's disappearance. Mira found an old photo in Arav's apartment of a man who looked like him, standing next to a woman who looked exactly like her. They were destined to meet, switch worlds, and repeat the cycle forever. Determined to break the loop, they returned to the lift one last time. As alarms blared and their worlds began to physically merge and collapse, the mirror between them became transparent. For the first time, they saw each other clear as day. "I can see you," Myra whispered, tears in her eyes. "I don't want this to end," he replied. As the structure around them crumbled, Arav realized that a full merge would destroy both realities. The mirror cracked. "If we stay in one world, maybe it can be saved," Myra said, pressing her hand against the glass. "Myra, don't!" Arav yelled, but a blinding white light consumed everything. When Arav woke up, he was standing outside the building. The sky was clear, the city was normal, but Myra was gone. The lift was empty. The mirror no longer held their secret messages. Days later, while sketching, he noticed a faint blue paint stain on his hand. He looked at his drawing of the city skyline and saw her a tiny figure of a girl, standing in a window. A week later, he stepped into lift number 7 again. The lights flickered just once, and on the mirror, in faint blue paint, words appeared. "I'm still here." Arav smiled through his tears. So am I. He pressed his hand to the glass, and this time his reflection pressed back. They were still connected, two parallel lines, running side by side forever. Thank you for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey across time, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the boundaries of reality.